Hey gang, welcome back to day 2 of 31 Days of Halloween, and today we're going to continue with our B-side of horror with 1980's masterpiece, Motel Hell. And I'm not being sarcastic, I love this film. It needs to be talked about a lot more, and that's why I've chose it for this series of videos. Maybe less talked about than Ghoulies, which I talked about last video, only basically because Ghoulies has the toilet monster, and a lot of people have just seen that and talking about it. But Motel Hell is a really, really good B film. It really, really is. And trust me when I say this, I love this film. The acting in this is really, really well done. Now, some of the just guest, the people that are only on screen for 2 or 3 minutes, whatever. But the main group of this cast, they do a really good job. You would not think this is this type of horror movie just by the acting itself. So let's go on with this. Directed by Kevin Connor, who directed a notable amount of sci-fi films in the 50s and 60s. Starring Rory Calhoun, who's most notably a cowboy actor. I knew the name from How to Marry a Millionaire and for River of No Return. Also starring Nancy Parsons, who is better known as the evil gym teacher on Porky's, the female gym teacher on Porky's. Ballbricker, I think her name was. I don't think it was Ballbreaker. It was Ballbricker. Anyway, the film is about a hotel that is ran by this brother-sister duo, and it's actually called Motel Hello, but the O is burnt out, so it's Motel Hell. And basically what they do is they get there people that come and get a room for the night, get kidnapped, they get buried alive, and then they eventually get used as Farmer Vincent's special meats. The iconic image of this that a lot of people will know, even maybe non-horror fans or people that aren't big into horror, is him with the chainsaw and the pig head, not a mask, a head on his head, which is a climactic part to the, it's you'll just have to watch it. I don't want to ruin this too much because it's for newcomers. I don't want to make it sound either really awesome, get your hopes up, or don't be disappointed. You might be able to. I want people to have their own opinion going into it. My opinion personally is I love it. It is my type of film. It is a lot of people will cite this as a horror comedy or a dark comedy. No, it'd be horror comedy. The acting alone makes me think that, not so much. There are some funny little things like towards the end where we meet what has happened to these people. Some of it is kind of funny. I think it's just more of a just straight B horror movie. I don't know if it was meant originally to be taken seriously or if it was meant to be straight up funny, which I really doubt that's the case. I do know at one time Toby Hooper was on board for directing this. I don't know what happened with that. I believe what I read was that he just didn't want to come off Texas Chainsaw and make another movie that has chainsaw in it, which is a predominant thing towards the end of the film with the chainsaw. So maybe that's why he dropped out. But I do know that this film had a rough time being made, and I'm not talking about like while they're shooting it getting made, like getting people to help make this movie. Places like different companies taking it on, and it finally got picked up and was made. And I'm very, very, very glad it was made because this is a A work of art. And I'm trying to say that with a straight face, but also trying to let you know that I'm genuinely speaking of this film. I do really enjoy it. Because there are people that are going to go out and watch this movie now and say, what are you talking about? Masterpiece. You have to understand that the title of these videos is 31 Days of Halloween, the B side of horror. And when I say this is a great masterpiece, I'm putting it in my own made up genre of the B sides of horror. Now, there are B films, but I have coined this as my own genre to talk about, and it's a masterpiece in there. No doubt some of the movies that I will talk about this month will be utter shitbags, but this is not one of them, know that. And I don't know if I'm going to continue to tell the next video. The benefit of that is that maybe if you are watching along, even though this is very far-fetched, and you want to watch the next movie before I talk about it, then you can. But then again, it could be a surprise the next day. Like, what do we got? All 4 of you that are watching this, let me know. I'm going to tell you the next one, and then after that, if I don't get some kind of response, then I'll just quit saying what it is, and I'm acting like that's a big deal. Nobody gives a fuck. Anyway, the next movie we're going to talk about is Chud, the cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow, and let me know what you think. If you want to know what the next one is or not. I know Ian's going to say he wants to know what the next one is, because he has no patience. Anybody else? It's in the books. So until next time, keep it spooky, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Later.